Greetings and welcome to a Wednesday edition of the Shotgun Start. It is March 19th. Andy, how we doing?
Brendan, I'm doing fantastic. I gotta say, I'm setting the timer here. We talked about this podcast being a 25-minute podcast when we started this podcast, and I'm gonna put our clock. This is what I do with my daughter. You know, we're gonna set a 40-minute timer.
What do you do with your daughter about bedtime? What do you do? Set
like get out of the bath, you know.
Oh God.
We're gonna set a timer.
Everything
5
is
minutes.
So hard.
5 minutes.
Everything with kids. Get them out. Get them out of the bath. Get them to
hard
eat
to
dinner.
Get them in.
Get them their shoes on. Everything has to be a process. We come up to do bedtime, and it goes from 8 to 10:30. And like, what happened? What just happened? Why did that take so long? Yeah. So we got the timer. We'll be 40 minutes here. I think when we started this, though, we thought it'd be 25 minutes when we started this, but TGL was just far from a creation. It wasn't the billion-dollar fever dream that it's become.
Wasn't even in an embryo.
Yeah. I mean, that's nonstop content. We're recording this, no live, late Tuesday. Look, we were in and out of TGL. I did not watch it on Monday. We traveled. We were at the Players, away from family. We watched the Players. We recorded about the Players. I just didn't have. I was tapped out on the TGL on Monday night. I'm sorry, PJ. You had the personal investment with your hometown team, so I didn't watch. I apologize. It felt like It felt like watching, quite frankly, a CBI or NIT game. Before instead of March Madness. I just didn't need it. I'd had enough of golf in a good way, not in a bad way. I just needed to spend the normal Monday.
You know what? You know what it was? It was NIT after the first weekend of college basketball, where you like just binge the shit out of college basketball for 4 days, and then it's like Monday afternoon.
Let's go to DePaul and watch. Yeah. So I didn't watch that. We'll talk about the finals are set between New York and we just watched Atlanta. I watched a little bit of that. We'll talk about that.
My neighborhood's in disarray.
That was an easy one. Atlanta is hot. Atlanta's gonna cruise.
My neighborhood, they're calling for the coach's head. They feel like this is just a peak Shanahan 49ers. You know, great regular season team, disappointment in the playoffs.
I mean, Atlanta's the best team in the league. And once you get the clarity that they're playing for money, you have to know Cantlay there's money involved. Oh, Cantlay. That was one of the great nuggets of Full Swing. Was Wyndham Clark threw some little side bet in about one of their matches and Marco Simone, and then all of a sudden Cantlay was like, "All right, let's go, baby!" Now that we're like $100 or $1,000 a birdie or something, Cantlay got like dialed in. So yeah, Cantlay's they're on pace for the $9 million first place purse, the Atlanta Drive.
How do you think they divide that up with 4 players?
Well, does Lucas Glover get a full share like the MLB clubhouse? They give it to
I can't believe he got benched. He finished 3rd at the Players, or 4th, or whatever.
I mean, that could have been celebrity reasons, Like, I mean, they want Billy Boy there for the antics, and then Cantlay and JT are.
What are we doing? We're talking TGL. We said we were going to talk to the. I've got a fresh new power rankings that I'm excited to debut.
All right, we'll get to that. Fresh new power rankings. I love that. We should note Pro Shop, Fried Egg Pro Shop. That is
thefriedegg.com.
That's the website. We have launched our Majors collection. You look between, there might be some trademark issues there. Majors collection. Read between the lines. You got a polo on. Are we posting this video? I've got a cool hoodie. I love this 2-tone. It's like a royal blue with the white hoodie. Looks like Salvador Perez might wear this during spring training. It's a great color. I love this material. The cool hoodie I have it in 4 colors with the Mackenzie bunker on there. That our guy Cameron Hurtis he's an artiste. Sketched it, and that's on stuff. We have the gnome.
What's cool about the handwriting?
Yeah.
It's got Fried Egg Golf.
This is
He traced Mackenzie's handwritten notes, and he traced all the letters.
It's It's essentially his writing style.
Yeah, Mackenzie's writing, like how he would write Friday Night Golf.
One of those things that is the nerdiest shit possible. That's cool. Nerdy, but cool. Very cool at the same time.
That's what you think, at least. Some people would be like, I don't care.
Well, yeah, but that's because they don't know. Now they got something to talk about when people ask. It's pretty cool. And we have the gnome, SGS gnome, which is a hot item. I don't know what to read into that, but that logo or that little thing has done well the last year. Jason Page design.
I think that I don't think the gnome's ever going to leave.
I think it might be the permanent.
Unless it's forced out for some reason.
That's on polos and hats and things like that. So check out the ProShop.the Friday, which is a natural segue. Why don't we go to Masters fact of the day? The Masters, the Players is done and dusted. The Masters approaches. And our guy Bama Bearcat is just rifling facts at us. So follow him on Twitter at Bama Bearcat. We'll have a few of our own, but he's an authority on some of this stuff. Masters fun fact: Francis Ouimet received annual invitations to the Masters, but only made one appearance. Now the Masters started in 1934. He received annual invitations to the Masters, but only made one appearance. The career amateur who helped popularize golf in America with his 1913 U.S. Open win at Brookline finally played in the 1941 Masters. So we're talking almost 30 years after that Brookline deal. Kept getting annual invitations from 34 to 41. Finally shows up. And he shot an unofficial first round in the 80s. And then he withdrew.
There's a reason he didn't show up. He knew he wasn't up to snuff.
I mean, we're talking about, this feels like a Blocky situation. Got hot, became mega popular in 1930. Got really hot, like a prior day Blocky, and then just living off 1913.
That's disrespectful. That's completely disrespectful to Francis Ouimet. I'm sorry.
I know it is. That's why I'm saying it.
I'm not going to let you just tap dance all over Francis Ouimet's grave like that.
That's not what I'm doing. It's maybe bumping up Blocky.
Who would play Blocky in the Disney movie about Oak Hill? If Shia is a pretty big name, I would say, especially at that point.
Let me.
He's a little young.
He does seem a little young.
I think
he is definitely too small.
What about Leo? What about Leo?
That seems a little too big. Come on. What are we talking about here? Timothy Chalamet?
Hey, how about JJ? We didn't talk about this. How about JJ having his Blocky moment? How about Rory getting asked, did that go? Where did that go by Spaun?
Yeah, people did that. I can't believe he thought it was in the bunker front spot. That thing went touch them all. It wasn't even ground rule double. That cleared the wall free and clear. Dunk.
I had no idea where it was from right behind.
Rory, did it go in? No way. No way.
So anyways, yeah.
It's been a while. I haven't hit the Blocky buttons in a while.
Ouimet burned hot and bright in 1913, basically brought golf to America or popularized it. And then probably why he should, and rightfully so, keep getting Masters invitations 30 years later. Shot an 80 and withdrew. That's your Masters fact of the day.
What about Chris Pratt?
Sure.
What about Brad? I think Bradley Cooper would be the best one. He'd be the best one for the job. I think he'd play like the club pro.
Bradley Cooper has been desperate for an Oscar. He's doing all these movies. He's directing his own movies now.
You think this is the one?
This could be the one. He did A Star Is Born. He was singing and he still couldn't win. I don't know. Blocky could be the path.
What's the Philly one?
No way. No way.
Yeah. There's a movie about Francis Ouimet. There might as well be a movie about Blocky at this point. There's got to be. That 1 week in Oak. What was the documentary CBS did?
Looking down the 100 best living actors.
Should be some sort of method actor, like Daniel Day-Lewis, or somebody that gets like really. The guy
like
Kendall from Succession, Jeremy, whatever his name is, Strong. Just really gets into it.
One
Go ahead.
moment in time. Michael Block's Miracle in May.
That was the CBS
That's
document.
the CBS special. Yes.
I mean, it wasn't a miracle. Like, let's get out of here with this. Miracle in there.
I can't believe we're talking Blocky
Why are we
right
talking
now.
about this?
I did look it
It's
up.
inevitable. It always comes back to Blocky, the
In case
conversation.
anybody's wondering, the Corebridge Financial Club Pro playoff for 2025 is April 27th through April 30th. So just mark your calendars.
We should send you to that.
I think it's in
Where
Port
is
St.
it?
Lucie. It's in Port St. Lucie. I'm just saying, Blocky Mania is upon us.
You got invited to the TGL finals. Do you think you could go down after you go to see your Johnnies?
It would be a big New York sports weekend. Let me tell you that much. I mean, we're talking about TGL again. This has to be saved for later.
Last actor for Blocky from a comedic sense. What about Nick Cage?
Be interesting. That's a good one. God, Nicolas Cage. I like that. He's really get into the role. All right, let's
He's
go.
doing it in 10 other movies at the same time.
Let's go to a schedule for the week. On the PGA Tour, we have the Valspar Championship. This is at the Innisbrook Resort, Copperhead Course, Palm Harbor, Florida. I believe it's a Larry Packard design of the Hewlett Packard company.
Big Lair Bear. Love dog legs. Love the double dog leg. He was prodigious in Wisconsin. There's tons of Larry Packard designs in Wisconsin.
Larry. Big Larry.
I actually was talking to a golf architect who said the best renovation candidates are Larry Packard designs because he designed good greens.
Okay. The players love this event, love this course. Justin Thomas, I think, always is the one that talks about like this is basically one of his favorite courses on tour. I know when LaMagna does his like tiering the courses thing, gets a lot of blowback from like tour players that like I love Innisbrook way too low, disrespecting Innisbrook, Copperhead.
It was the first thing Andrew Novak said the other day.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
Literally the first one.
The players love this event. There's got snakes everywhere, just crawling around on the ground. It is
the snake pit. Yeah. It's got the snake pit. How could it be bad?
Right. I think the players love it. It's look. I used to hate the Florida swing. I think I'm way back in on it as just sure. Do I want to play this golf course more than I want to play Pebble Beach or Riviera? No, but I think it's like not bad for professional golf events. If you look at the winning scores recently, they're all like 10, 12 under. Peppy Peter is going through it right now. He is 176th on tour in strokes gained total. 170th off the tee. 180th approach the green. 157th putting. He's 5th around the green though. He's chipping it like a maniac. Not a good for the defending champ.
Do we want to have a little down minute here? We'll call it. You know, down on your luck minute.
Sure.
I'm sad to announce that we're going to be off Todd Watch for a little while.
Our watch is ended?
Sounds like Todd Watch is taking a break from golf.
Okay. Good.
Brendan Todd is stepping back. I have to ask, and I ask this earnestly, are you worried about Todd Watch now?
Not at all. Not at all. He's still a top player in the world, despite recent form. He's seen much more darker depths, much more of the bottom than what's been happening in the last month. I'm sad our watch has ended, but
for a while it's postponed.
Yeah,
Todd Watch is postponed.
Our watch is postponed. All right, but we'll be back. That's the whole thing. Nobody else was on Todd when we were picking him, and that's why we won't leave him. We won't leave him now. We won't leave him ever. Todd Watch will return. Malnati Watch, Peppy. The pep is lost a little pep in that step. It's a little toned down. He's chipping. It's not a good situation. But the Copperhead course,
bench pressing.
People like that. An imitation of Peppy Peter bench pressing at a made-up combine. That's where we were that one day. But it's been 12 under for Malnati, 10 under for Taylor Moore. Slamming Sammy Burns, also a guy who's kind of lost lately, wandering about. He won 17 under
this week.
Back-to-back years in 22 and 21. Paul Casey used to feast here, but it's kind of like, I don't know, it's crazy narrow, right? They have a lot of you have to hit Bay Hill,
certified golf shots.
Sawgrass, Bay Hill. Similar, I think I'm in on Florida Swing again. Besides championship management, just disgracing, taking a dump all over the Honda, and just setting that up.
Does championship management run the players?
Yes. I mean, I think that's where the whole division started. It's like, oh, we could do this players, all right. Why don't we take over a bunch of other events? But it's another one where you hit a bunch of mid to long irons. You have to it's 25-yard fairways. And then you got it there's 5 par 3s, I believe, and they're all 200 yards or more. And then you have to hit a lot of mid irons into par 4s. So it's the test of the pro game.
The other thing it has that most Florida courses don't have is topography. It's got some up and down, which is nice. It's just that part of Florida has some really nice land.
And it's generally been, I'm trying to remember, I think they keep this pretty dry and firm. Ish. I know there have been some rainouts, but the way this is again, as the Jacksonville boys were telling us last week, this is their drier season in Florida, the tail end of it. And so if the tour doesn't get in there and dump a bunch of water on it, it can be a little firm and small fairways.
I gotta say, it depends on what the AI course setup tool presented by Morgan Stanley says.
There's some interesting videos with Stephen Cox. The tour was trying to sneak under our nose at midnight. PJ was all over it. They're trying to just we have this content. Morgan Stanley has paid for this tool.
As
tweet about it at midnight.
Who has buried sponsored content before at midnight on a Saturday, I know what that looks like. And that's what that looks like.
What was it with the Lions? Something Rockin' Mortgage or something?
Oh, yeah. Just
garbage
put it
content.
up at 7 a.m. on a Saturday. It's posted. It's out there. It got posted.
That was great.
This seems like a good point for me. I was messing around with AI and course setup this weekend.
Yeah, you were.
After I received a talking to about my commentary about the AI
you
tool.
escalated that situation.
I didn't.
I'm gonna be honest.
I didn't de-escalate it. I asked ChatGPT what do you think of the strip of rough around the 17th green at TPC Sawgrass?
Yeah, what did ChatGPT say?
Said the strip of rough around the 17th green at TPC Sawgrass is an interesting feature that plays a significant role in the design and challenge of one of the most iconic holes in the world. Here's my take on it. 1, strategic importance. The rough around the 17th green serves as a buffer between the green and the water, creating a layer of tension that makes the hole even more nerve-wracking for golfers. Well, technically, it actually... No. It relieves tension because it's there.
It creates a layer of tension maybe for it's not an auto in the water, but it's not. It does not make it more nerve-wracking for the golfers. It's a safety net for the golfers. Maybe for the watcher, it's like a 50-50 ball, but not the golfer. No.
The island green itself is a unique challenge, and the rough adds an element of strategy. What strategy? What could possibly be strategic about a 6-inch little layer of rough that saves balls?
I can't believe AI doesn't have the answer.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that AI doesn't know how to set up a golf course or understand a golf course setup. Players need to carefully consider their approach shots, not just because of the water, but also because of the thicker grass around the greens.
Wait, say they need to consider their approach shots?
Not just because of the water, but also because of the thicker grass around the green.
Oh, you ought to watch the penalty of the hitting
chipping out of the little strip of rough.
It's like you want to avoid the miss that's like 12 inches wide. They're trying to avoid that. That's a bad miss.
A shot that ends up in the rough can make an already tricky up and down even more difficult. Do you guys want 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in conclusion? Do you want me to go through all these?
I don't. Yeah, sure. Let it rip.
All right. Challenge for players. The rough forces players to be precise with their approach shots. What do you mean?
No, it takes some of the
little strip of rough. Missing the green left or right is not the worst case scenario, but it can still lead to challenging recovery. It's not the thickest rough, but it's enough to make players wary of mishitting their approach, particularly given the wind conditions that often affect this hole. It adds a subtle challenge that amplifies the drama of this famous hole. What do you think about it adding challenge to the hole?
I mean, it's an island. It's
the
not
rough.
I mean, missing
it's
right or left.
About the rough.
I know. Missing right or left. Right or left is the water. We're not like it's not a real. It serves no real purpose other than it's not a target. It's just a bumper.
All right. Number 3, tension and drama. The rough around the 17th green heightens the tension. Without it, a ball that misses the green might simply splash into the water or land in a bunker. With the rough, the possibility of a missed green leading to a tough chip or difficult lie is increased. It adds more uncertainty to what would already be a high-stakes shot, especially on the weekend when the pressure mounts. It increases the chances of golfers struggling with the shot, even if they're accurate in their initial approach.
If they're accurate in their initial approach, wouldn't they be on the green?
All right, aesthetics and flow. Aesthetically, the rough around the 17th green gives a clear delineation between the green and the water.
That is true.
Which visually emphasizes the hole's iconic design. The contrast between the water, the rough, and the green creates a distinct flow that helps build the anticipation and excitement surrounding the hole. It also balances the visual appeal and practical challenge, ensuring players aren't just worried about the water, but also considering the quality of their lie in the rough.
Oh, God. So
I never think of the rough when I think of the island green. I think of the water, the bulkhead, and the green.
Well, you might not be able to tell where the water ends and when the land begins. The railway ties, you wouldn't have any idea. But you need that strip.
Number 5, and most important for tour pros, AI is considering fairness.
Oh, the fair police.
The rough is not so thick that it makes recovery shots overly difficult, but is certainly enough to penalize a golfer for an errant approach shot. This strikes a good balance between fair and challenging, providing an extra test for players, but not making it impossible to recover. It encourages golfers to avoid a sloppy shot, but doesn't make the hole so punishing that it could cause frustration for a good shot that just happens to miss a target slightly.
Wow. Well,
all right, it goes on. 6 is wind consideration. It says that the rough adds to the difficulty adjusting to gusty wind conditions.
Hey, you know, these guys that work for the PGA Tour, full credit to them. Like, they know golf. They don't. Do they need this? Do they need? I know they're maybe not using Chat GPT. They're using Morgan Stanley Advanced Insights, but this seems disrespectful to the men and women who work at the PGA Tour setting up the golf courses. In a way. So what's the wind issue? Conclusion.
We're just going to conclude. It is disrespectful. Yeah. It's disrespectful for golfers to be using this. I'm going to log back in. I got to log back in to ask another question. I have a follow-up question we'll get to later. In my opinion, the strip of rough around the 17th green is a clever design choice. It provides an extra layer of challenge and
opinion?
strategy.
The bots?
And AIs.
Okay. You're a machine. You don't have an opinion. This is the problem with the whole thing. You're not a person, and you don't have an opinion.
It provides an extra layer of challenge and strategy, making the hole more dynamic and memorable. It balances the inherent difficulty of the island green with just enough risk, rewarding precision and punishing misjudged approaches. Without it, the hole might lose some of its tension, and with it, the drama of the shot into the notorious green wouldn't feel quite as impactful. Overall, it's an important part of what makes the 17th at TPC Sawgrass one of the most exciting and memorable holes in golf. I, too, always think of that little strip of rough when I think about the 17th hole.
That's what makes it a real challenge. It's an island. It's already hard. It doesn't need the rough. ChatGPT can't see the forest for the trees. But they are worried about fairness. And you know what? We are worried about fairness too. Not FAIR, but the fairness of our skin. And that's why we go to Oars and Alps. PJ got popped. The sun last week hit PJ. Boom. Gotcha. You're red all over the face.
It's like he was
neck.
going up against Sepp in the Oklahoma drill.
This is I'm groveling here. Oars and Alps, we need PJ. We need ample supply sent to PJ. He needs sunscreen.
Me versus the sun. Me versus the sun and me versus Sepp in an Oklahoma drill would probably have the same result.
Was that Thursday?
But you'd have a better chance against the sun if you applied your Oars and Alps sunscreen.
Yes, I would.
You go to Oars and Alps. It doesn't have all the chemicals in it. It's good, clean sunscreen, at least in my estimation, in my opinion. And I can have an opinion because I'm not a machine. Oars and Alps, you can get travel sizes for if you're on the road. You know, TSA's on you. They'll jam you and take that. You need a travel size these days. They're vigilant about that stuff. So they got travel size. I bring that when we go to tournaments. You got the spray travel size. You got the lotion travel size. What I love about their face lotion. It also is it's got like anti-aging and moisturizer stuff in it. So it's sunscreen plus moisturizer you put on your face after you shaved or something like that. So 2-for-1 deal there. They've got a matte sunscreen stick. They've of course got everything that's not sunscreen too. Body washes and deodorants and soaps and workout, repair, balms and shit like that. They got all sorts of stuff. What they don't have is harmful chemicals. So you can go to oursandalps.com/shotgunstart. Use the promo code shotgun15. You get 15% off. That's the whole order. So load it up. Sunscreen doesn't go bad. It's not like milk, right? There is an expiration date, but load up and use the 15% to knock a good bit off. Load up for the summer. oursandalps.com/shotgunstart. 15% off with code shotgun15. We love this stuff. I use this all the time. I'm so happy they jumped in as an advertiser. So we got to get PJ some product though. So we got to get their
We do need to get PJ some product. We got to do
one
picks.
More? Chat GPT. You're done with your Chat GPT.
I think I'll save this. I'll save this for next time. But
all right. Yeah, that's how we get to 40 minutes.
AI could be the great solver of pace of play, potentially, is what I heard in our talk. So, I wanted to ask. That's on the next episode of Shotgun Start.
All right, so we hit the course. I've extolled the virtues of the golf course for a professional golf event for 3 weeks in a row. Players, Bay Hill. I think I'm back in on the Florida swing in a big way. The field is very good. 23 of the top 50 in the world are teeing up. We've got Xander, Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, Fleetwood, Shane Lowry, Lucas Glover,
here.
Sam Burns, Adam Scott, the Tank.
There we go.
He has to reclaim his number one spot.
2 player in the world.
How did you
and
wait
bury
that long?
him down? Yeah. You bury him down on the bottom. He's the number 2 player in the world.
This is a major week. He's coming for it.
Septic Tank, Will Zalatoris, Carl Phillips. Great field.
Awesome
for the Valspar for a week after the Players Championship. You got a lot of these guys. Look, the Tank, you know how there's foul merchants in the NBA? Is the Tank just a points merchant? He's just going gobbling up points.
So disrespectful.
Look, I love the Tank.
That is so.
He's just trying.
Unless you're claiming that the Tank is like the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander of the PGA Tour, because then he would be the MVP, which I agree with.
Jalen Brunson.
Oh, that's uncalled
An
for.
elite foul merchant. James Harden for our times, just throwing himself into people.
The Tank had 2 top 10s in 2023 in the majors. It's just disrespectful.
I love the Tank. I'm all into the Tank. Sorry I didn't put him early enough in notables. But we talk about a lot of mid-irons, but you hear those names: Fleetwood, Lowry, Zalatoris.
There's a reason
Tank.
they like playing.
It's great.
God,
it's great. I'm very curious about Xander. Needs some starts. He's only played 3 times. I think he shot 78, 81 or something like that on the weekend. I'm not concerned. There's no real proof of concept yet.
You're not worried about him being a house cat still?
No. There was some debate last week. People suggesting is he fully out of the house, roaming the jungle? Are we bringing that back? Come on, he's holding 2 of the 4 majors right now.
I'm not gonna put him in the house cat. I think his friend Cantlay's still in the house cat category.
Cantlay might be all in on the $9 million winner's purse for the Screen Golf League. So it's a good field. I'm into it. I do want to shout out real quick the Monday qualifier, and Ryan French had this. The Andre Chi, he Monday queued for Valspar. He was an okay junior golfer. Follow Ryan French, Case of the Golf One. I read this yesterday or last night. He was an okay junior golfer. He only got D3 offers. His freshman year at Methodist, he averaged 77. He played in 2 events. He won a D3 national championship his senior year, improving every year. He didn't have the financial means to become a pro golfer. His dad is a dental tech. His mom works part-time as a nanny. After school, he got an assistant pro job at Deepdale in New York. Probably a good place to be an assistant pro.
Great one.
Played a bunch of section events, had some small wins. He tried Q School last year, missed by 2, came down to Florida for the winter. He's living by himself. He played in section events. He's going broke. He signed up for the pre-qualifier, put it on his credit card. He shot 66. Then he shot 67 in the Monday qualifier and 30-mile-an-hour winds and gets through. Besides section events and state opens, he has never really played a legit event. A friend of mine is at the Monday and says, call Ryan. He calls. I say, congrats. He says, thank you. And he then says, what do I do now? He has no idea how anything works, where to go, where to park, how to register. Walk him through that. And he asks where he's staying tonight. And he tells me he has $1,500 in the hole and he has $60 left in his checking account. So Ryan French, good guy, gets him a hotel for the night. Kid's like never played a legit event.
Good guy Jerry Award contestant. Candidate.
That's confined to the Masters week. I'm sorry. The parameters are not changing. We're not handing those out like participation awards. I'm sorry. But yes, he is a good guy nonetheless. I guess they've raised like 31 grand for Andre Chi in the last last day or so. So I just wanted to call that out. Monday qualifier, guy to watch.
Somebody to root for.
To his name. Yeah.
Other than Tank. Someone other than Tank to root for.
Who's your pick? Great, a pretty good event. Sneaky event for the week after a major-ish deal.
Listen, I'm going with somebody that had their heart ripped out last week. Entered the week the number 1 player, the unassailable number 1 player in the world, left the number 2. Doesn't have good course history here. Because I missed a cut last year. I looked back a couple years. Doesn't look like it was on his schedule. I think the Tank's just rumbling right now. And I'm going to roll him. I'm saying he's the best player in the field. He's up to 11th in the world rankings. I got Tank this week.
PJ, who do you like? Are you doubling with Tank?
No, I already used Tank. Tank got me a win, so I'm okay with Tank. Tank.
That's right,
I propelled Tank to the number 1 player in the world. I had a good list, and then I looked at the weather forecast. It's supposed to be windy, crazy winds Thursday afternoon, Friday morning.
We got a great event this week. It's
huge potential draw disparity, and most of the guys I liked are in the bad side of the draw.
Which side is Tank on?
Tank is on the bad side of the draw.
It's already we'll play
it's locked in. It's already locked in.
I believe. I'll double check
cast.
that. I didn't really go too deep on Tank because I knew I already picked him. Tank is on the good side of the draw, actually.
All right, Tank.
Congrats.
What's the good side again?
You want to be Thursday morning, Friday night.
Okay. right.
So I'm going to take somebody from the early late wave. I'm going Tom Kim. He actually
I was looking at that.
He hit the ball well last week, but he couldn't putt. So
Tom
Hey,
Kim.
I have a question. All the guys that played tonight and the night before, none of those guys played well in the Players. Do you think they had their eye on the
I was
playoffs? It
wondering
was
about
hard to
that.
focus.
Yeah. It's like one of those like week 16, 18 in the NFL where you just don't play. Your guys. you
is
put 'em
that
in
why
there.
the glove? Is that why the glove didn't play tonight? He played
Yeah.
too well at the Players.
Well, Minwoo still hasn't installed the phone on the bag. I got a text.
Minwoo was a disaster tonight.
I got a text from a friend from the program, Justin Bryant, and he brought us back to when Joe Horn hid the phone.
Yeah. In the sock or in the
Yeah.
the pad
In the-
around
in
the
the
goal
pad.
The
post.
end zone pad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said Minwoo could just start to hide phones throughout the golf course.
Put it under a sprinkler head. Throw it out there
Yeah.
on Tuesday. Just have it.
I'm gonna go with Tommy Fleetwood. He's early. I was going Corey Connors, but I forgot about the draw issues. I'm going with Fleetwood. He's in the
It's a
morning.
great pick.
Fleetwood
plays
playing
great here. He's not gonna
and
win.
He's playing well. Right. Right. He's not gonna win. He's got to run into a win at some point. Anyways,
At some
we're-
point, he has to win on the PGA Tour.
we're
I
just
got bad
obsessed
news
with
for
the
you.
PGA Tour. We were positively pumping up the Valspar here. We're just been corrupted after a week in Ponte Vedra.
We've got less than
Go
5 minutes on the timer. But
I got 36 minutes. All right.
if my daughter's taught me anything, you can always ask for 5 more.
We got some ratings. Elsewhere in the schedule for the week, the DP World Tour is the Porsche Singapore Classic, March 20th to 23rd at Laguna, not at Sentosa where the LIV boys just were, but Laguna National Golf Resort. The purse is $2.5 million. Your defending champion is Jesper Svensson, who just played the Players as a rookie. Notables in the field are Paul Casey, LIV boy,
Wow.
Houghton Lee, Bobby MacIntyre.
What
are
is
you
he
doing? Going from
Do you-
Jacksonville to
Do you
Singapore?
think he flew north
Oh my
or
goodness.
south?
Up and over, right over
Or
the
under?
top. Yeah. He
Or
went under the
east or
screen or
west?
over the screen. Who can say?
Oh,
He's
can
on
you,
the Florida.
PJ,
he had
can
to go
you figure
east.
out how you go from Jacksonville to
He
Singapore?
had to go east. He had to go to the Middle East and then over to Singapore. I'm gonna guess. Why
think
is he
he went
doing this to
west.
himself? The Masters is in 3 weeks. He's in Florida. Why is he going to Singapore?
He's
Tom
also a PGA
McKibben.
Tour member.
I know. Tom McKibben, Sun Yul No, Jordan L. Smith, Aki Sturdom, who won it in
Hockey,
23.
I love hockey.
Jimmy Walker is just all over the place. And Brandon
just-
Wu are your notables for the DP
That's-
World Tour.
They're
What are we
missing,
doing?
They're missing a lot of names in there.
Yeah.
Did you see Seam cut his hair?
No.
It looks
No.
like. I saw there was a dedicated post on European Tour's Instagram about
gonna
Marcel
say.
Seam, and it looked like he cut his bun.
It looks like you need to take at least 3
They took the
flights
crust
to
off
get
it.
from Jacksonville to Singapore.
We go to
was-
Dulles or New York. Singapore Airlines, I think, is a primo airline.
You could actually go to Atlanta.
LA?
You could go to San Francisco. You could go to Dulles, then San Francisco to Singapore. You
See,
could go to
you go
Boston.
Go west.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that
might
makes a
go
lot more
west.
sense
You might go
now that you talk
northwest.
about it.
West
Yeah.
to go east.
That would make sense. That would be bananas if you went east because you're going to Dubai or something.
You could
That'd be
fly.
nuts.
Maybe you could fly to South Africa and then hop up.
You could just go right over the top. Go
Or
up
at
and
the
over
bottom.
the top.
Come under.
God, people are going to be frustrated by this segment. That's the DP World Tour. That will be early overnight golf.
Troy Barrett's playing.
1 to 6 a.m. On Thursday, Friday, and finishing at 3 a.m. on Saturday. By the way, Valspar's 2 to 6 with a 6 p.m. finish on the weekend on NBC. Continuing on with our schedule for the week, the Champions Tour has the Hoag Classic at Newport Beach Country Club. Purse is $2 million, $300,000 to the winner. Their purse is about the same as the DP World Tour event.
So ridiculous.
Defending champ is Padraig Harrington. Notables in the field are KJ Choi, Fred Couples, Ernie Els, Retief Goosen, Harrington, Lahner, Monty and VJ Singh. This is on Golf Channel, 6 to 8 p.m. Whatever. It's late from the Newport Country Club out there in Orange County. PJ, anything we need to care about or look for in your Hoag Classic?
I just want to call attention to the incredible celebrity pro-am that they had this past weekend.
Is Jeff McNeil playing?
No, Jeff McNeil was at TGL. I hope he's rehabbing his oblique injury. Yeah. That's what I hope for Jeff McNeil. But I just want to shout out. They had huge names: Saquon Barkley, Reggie Bush, Eric Dickerson, legit NFL Hall of Fame type players. And then you go down the list. Oh, there's our timer.
Oh my God!
I'm getting cut off. They're playing me off like the Oscars.
We're getting 5 more minutes.
Just some incredible remember some guys
for
here.
Those guys from Hoag's a healthcare company or a hospital, Orange County.
Yeah, guys like River Craycraft played in the pro-am.
He played for the Chargers, right?
Yeah, Cole Kmet got in this.
Don't besmirch the tight end.
Hunter
of the
Long. You want some Boston College? Hunter Long.
Yeah, I know him.
TJ Ward, Jack Sawyer. Just some it's
the guy, the kid from Ohio State.
Yeah,
graduated.
NFL dominant, but Josh Allen. Played with Matt Barkley. Nick Chubb played with Reggie Bush and Eric Dickerson. That's a pretty good running back room.
What?
There.
The Hoag Classic Pro.
I need to send you out there.
The Giants group of Daniel Jones, Saquon, Sterling Shepard, and David Sills.
Who's David Sills?
He was a quarterback at West Virginia that then converted to a wide receiver and has hung around the NFL for a handful of years now. He was like a 5-star quarterback recruit.
Look at PJ. PJ's just dealing right now.
Chanho Park and Gary Matthews.
Oh my God.
Gary Matthews Jr.?
Yeah. Oh, Gary, that was a former Cub.
Yeah. Brett Boone. I mean, there's some incredible, some Tyler Algier. This is a bizarre list from literal Eric Dickerson, Josh Allen, Saquon to Chanho Park. So
and they're playing with.
Chanho Park was a problem for the Dodgers.
Do you know who has the 54-hole scoring record at the Hoag Classic? PJ, you're hot right now.
I don't.
Duffy Waldorf, 20 under 193 in 2015. So there you go. I know something you don't about the Hoag Classic.
Stephen Hauschka is on here.
Oh, the punter or kicker?
Kicker.
Was he the Seahawks kicker? Right?
Yeah, for forever. Lions legend Brock Wright. That's my dog. Dennis Pitta and Joe Flacco. I mean, there's really.
Oh my God. The Ravens guy.
Yeah. Chase Daniel and Brett Rippon. I mean, every backup quarterback you could ever imagine is here.
Wait, so who? Aren't there ostensibly big money donors who need to have their backs scratched for this, and they're all being elbowed out by Dennis Pitta?
Blair Walsh, Mark Sanchez, and Anderson Silva.
Oh my God,
the Spider. So the Titans of Industry who are sponsoring the Champs Tour didn't get any spots. But you've got these guys, Stephen Hauschka.
I mean, if you've taken one NFL snap, it seems like you could get in this pro-am, legitimately.
All right, that's your schedule for the week. The Hoag,
we got an event of the week.
Singapore, and Valspar. What's your event of the week?
We're going to do the General Hackler College invite.
Okay. Where's that?
It's down in Myrtle Beach. It's General James Hackler Championship. It's got Auburn, Louisville, Duke, Wake Forest, lots of good teams. Baylor. So that's going on. Brendan Valdez, who I think is number 2 in PGA Tour use, leading the way. Oh, he won. He actually won. Coyven finished T3rd.
They're both Auburn kids, right? Valdez and Coyven, right?
Yeah, Auburn wins. Auburn wins over there. James Hackler. Guess what military? Major General James Franklin Hackler.
South Carolina.
That's why I looked it
up. The Confederacy? I don't know. I mean, that's my guess.
No, they wouldn't name a tournament for the future youth of the PGA Tour after a Confederate soldier.
Okay. Sure.
He was a Air Force general.
Okay.
Is a general that high in the Air Force?
It seems like you're probably pretty high if you're called a general, no matter what.
Is that the top? What is it? Commander? The top of the
I
Navy?
don't know. Let's not. We've already done flying east to west. We don't need to get into ranks on the Air Force. We love our military. I think sending college kids to Myrtle Beach around spring break is a dicey proposition. Seems like a real opportunity for character suspensions, right? Conduct unbecoming if you're sending college kids to Myrtle Beach around spring break. But sounds like Auburn got out of it with the dub.
Admiral's the highest Navy rank.
Sure. David Robinson. Right.
Yeah.
All right. That's your schedule for the week.
The
News.
timer's about to go off.
News. We've got ratings. Ratings are out. The LIV Singapore. Can you guess what LIV Singapore did?
Whew. What was it on FS1 or FS2?
It was FS1, I believe.
Combo of both. Yeah, they moved it to get into the post-college
It was done before we went to
slot.
bed. Yeah, on whatever that was, Friday night. So
All right, I'm gonna say 24,000.
34.
That's so bad.
Carpenter.
It was on when people could watch.
I know. Carpenter tagged me in the players' ratings, and I've just been like in the crossfire of this discourse of people like shouting at each other. I don't know why, because we shout ratings lately. So he tagged me in it, and it's just been a nightmare of a day.
That's why you gotta get the brick.
34,000 for Singapore at the end there. This is from
Think about spending $5 billion to get 34,000 people to watch.
34,000 turned into
Plus
FS1 from 10:35
from
to
the app.
2:15 to watch Neiman win at Sentosa. The 9:30 to 10:30 FS2 window was apparently 15,000. So
God,
that's not. No, FS2 has less distribution. On the other side of the ledger, the players got 3.6 in the weather delayed Sunday, which was up from 3.5 last year. 4.1 for Scheffler, 2.9 for Cam Smith, 3 years ago. Peak audience, they hit 6.2, 7 p.m., which is up from 6 last year. Weekend average just over 3. I believe Monday, they got a whopping per Carpenter. His characterization, not mine, whopping 1.5 million viewers on Monday morning to watch the 3-hole playoff. So
a little boom for
that's your ratings
Golf
minute.
Channel.
Ratings minute. Other news, Rory has committed to the Houston Open. So I don't have much else.
That'll be an event of the week right there. That's an awesome golf course.
Yeah. You like it. I don't have anything else. TGL, do we have reaction? Do we want to talk further about New York versus Atlanta? Rory was there. I had the observation, was he there to support Shane Lowry or root against in the Bay box or root against Cantlay? What was the motivation there? Why was he there? But yeah, I think it was mostly just he was there with his family and Lowry's family. Bay loses, takes it on the chin. I love that they had to play the extra 3 holes for honors in the final. Like, just flip the coin or a tee. You've got it was up against this ridiculous March Madness ending. Granted 2 16 seeds and like a full court, heave that goes in, and we're just like. Just playing out the strain for honors, just call it right there.
My takeaway: this TGL thing has been fun. It cannot extend past the players.
Well,
it can't do it. You've now entered where people care about things going on, and it can't be a part. It cannot be a part of this time of year.
I don't know. All the players are in Florida right now. I think they that was their thought.
Well, maybe they could move the PGA back to August and rejigger the schedule for TGL.
Do it all for TGL. I don't really have anything else. PJ, do you have any?
They're in Florida before the players. The championship should be the week before. They should start it in the fall. There should be like some fall events. maybe on
Christmas time.
On Wednesday, and when it's not on football. I think they've done a really good job finding little soft spots in the zone.
Yeah.
But this is not a soft spot, and you can't have the finish be in a non-soft spot.
There was some pretty read between the lines, or actually, conspicuous comments today about how it keeps changing the tech. Like Justin Thomas, we never kind of know what we're going to get each time we come in here. Rory, when he was in the booth with Matt Berry, was talking about there's just it looks like a different deal. Right, PJ? Am I misquoting that?
No, Rory did say it seems like they made some changes on the green between the regular season and the postseason.
Well, that's what you do. You change up. You show them a different look.
Conditions. Yeah. I don't have any other TGL stuff. PJ, do
PJ,
you?
Just happy to be competing for a championship. That's all. This is quite literally a PGA Tour sanctioned, invested championship. So when NYGC wins, I will be claiming this as Cameron Young's first PGA Tour victory, because you factually cannot tell me it's not. So,
is
Uncle
Cameron
Steve
Young the MVP of NYGC?
Absolutely, has to be a rock. He's been a rock all season. I will say, Ricky is somehow unbelievable now at screen golf, which is really quite funny.
Today put a hole in the theory that is Minwoo a better screen golfer than real golf. Although I guess his real golf,
his real golf wasn't great either
tonight.
You ready for the power rankings?
Yes, please. Who is it?
Which way do you want to go?
Start from the top down.
All right.
I mean, is this current moment after the playoffs?
Yeah, after
right.
this, we're resetting the decks. We did last week. We set it on Sunday's show. Number 1, Atlanta Drive, juggernaut. Billy,
they're good.
Billy's like Tom Brady in there.
What does that mean?
Just leader. He's just a leader of men for that team. Leads by example.
Dabo Swinney just kind of pumping his fist,
maybe
up and down the sideline.
Dabo is not a bad call.
Did you see his reaction when they won?
Yes, I did.
He was pumped. It was great. I love Billy.
Yeah.
Atlanta Drive, number 1. Number 2, NYGC.
Damn right.
They're hot.
Okay.
Hottest team in TGL.
Big Mets contingent last night.
Huge.
Jeff was there, but they had David Peterson. They had opening day starter Clay Holmes. Huge Mets contingent. And I tweeted Mets Braves rivalry next week. I need Lindor in the building. I need Frankie in the building. Let's go. Let's get it done.
Do the Braves? Where's their spring training?
Orlando, right?
Yeah, they're at Disney.
This TGL could spare no expense. Bring them in.
Yeah.
Send the jet. Bring some Braves players in there.
That's a car, that's a jet, right?
Or bring some Falcons players in. Have Arthur.
Penix was there. Penix was there tonight.
Michael Penix showed up late. He had no idea why he was there or what was going on. He couldn't convince me of that otherwise.
All right, number 3. They were great in the regular season. The ball just didn't bounce their way. As Scotty Scheffler would say, they get the worst bounces of anyone in TGL. Their star player just won the Players. The Ball Frogs are number 3 in the power rankings.
They didn't win a single thing.
They haven't lost recently either.
Okay.
Big off season ahead. Big off
season ahead. Number 4 in the power rankings, we've got the Bay. The city's in shambles. I mean, Wyndham was hurt.
Best team in the okay. All right. Yeah, he's hurt.
Strength of schedule merchants. Wasn't real. All an aberration. You got to look at the strength of field.
They were great in the advanced metrics.
You know what they didn't do?
No, they were not great in the advanced metrics. They beat up on bad teams.
They didn't lose to Jupe Links. That's what they didn't do. And the Ball Frogs lost to Jupe Links. I don't think that's the most ignominious mark of any team.
Listen, nobody won on Monday or Tuesday. There's only teams that had a winner on Monday or Tuesday could get into the top 3.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No, not really.
3 teams won on Monday. The Ball Frogs won because Rory won the Players.
Oh, we're not
The Drive won.
transitive property.
And NYGC won. Those are the 3 teams that won.
All right.
So
Okay.
I think it's pretty clear. It's pretty simple. Number
All right.
5, LA. You gotta wonder what they're gonna do in the offseason. I think it might be time to move on from Rosie.
No, come on. Rosie's into it.
And then last but not least, Jupe stinks. I don't know what you do. It's still dire over there.
So you put the team with the best record in the league at 5th out of 6?
Listen, I didn't put this. This is a model.
Data-driven model.
Data-driven. I do not. There's no opinion or bias in these rankings.
Are they limping to the end?
I think it's just, listen, they did a lot of things right with the schedule.
Sure.
Like, it was Monday,
and
I think like the players going into Monday probably didn't help. But like, you watch the thing on Monday morning, you're like, well, this is kind of why I watch golf. And then it's like Monday night, and you're like, wait, what? I didn't have the heart to tell my family I needed to watch golf on Monday night.
I didn't either, and I just didn't do it.
I didn't really either today either.
Yeah. Got Marty Smith just reading off Chipper Jones's splits. It's like a hammer gets thrown.
I think that's like the important thing. Is it on at a time where you have the heart to say to your family or your friends or whoever you watch TV with?
Well, the kids love it. The kids.
We're going to put TGL on.
Yeah, we'll see. Heard some amusing rumors about TGL. We're going to keep in our pocket for a good day. We'll throw those out there next season or maybe next week, as it were.
When's next season start?
I don't know. Everything's on the table. They change it. They can change whatever they want. I couldn't bet on it. I wanted to hammer Atlanta tonight. I couldn't bet on it. Could bet on college lacrosse, like Marist versus Delaware, but couldn't bet on it.
You weren't allowed to.
No. Only some states have, approved it or something.
Not New York, right?
No,
not New York. Potentially Jersey, I think, but I can't confirm that.
Do you think the Drive are going to take the ship?
I do. We'll talk about that next. That's enough. We are now at 57. We're definitely not going to an hour. Everyone enjoy your Wednesdays. We'll be back. We got traveling. We got a lot of traveling men going to the NCAA tournament games here in the next few days.
All of us might be going to a tourney game here.
Yeah, Cleveland, Milwaukee, and Providence. We're going to run the whole gamut here. It'll be a good time. I got to get my kids healthy to get back up there. They're going to be crestfallen when they find out Jack Golke's not playing. But then we'll figure out Thursday or Friday. Thank you for your support. We'll talk to you then.